Hey, it's Eric, and we're going to do a review of my favorite watch of all time, the Seiko Marinemaster. This time, it's an upgraded version, the SLA 035. Okay, I know I'm going to hear it, but that's okay. The thing I find is that if you're really into watches, you can appreciate all watches, regardless of brand. I could go to Grand Seiko, sure, but this Seiko takes care of it for me. It takes care of the Submariner. It's a better watch. So I can appreciate both. I have videos of Rolex, I have videos of all different types of watches, and I can appreciate them all for what they are. Well, this watch is specifically a dive watch. It's the best tool watch ever made for diving, and it is the Marinemaster. So I'm going to go through 5 reasons why. So let's run through these pretty quickly. It's going to be easy. Number 1. I have the watch off of the strap for a reason. It's the monoblock case, number 1. This has no case back, unlike the Rolex. So only 2 points of entry opportunity is through the crystal or through the crown, where Rolex has 3, of course, with the case back. Number 2, the sapphire crystal sits below the bezel. So it's a single domed sapphire crystal, which you can see with a little distortion right there, but it sits below the bezel. Totally flat below the bezel. So the bezel is going to take the hit before the sapphire does. Number 3, dial readability. The dial readability on this watch is magnificent. It's actually very white looking. It's picking up a little lume right now, but it's very white, very black. But the dial readability is amazing. The hands are simple. The lume plots are simple, far more readable than a Rolex Submariner. Number 4, the crown at 4 o'clock. This is something that was started with the first Marinemaster in 1868, and it continues today, and kind of a hallmark of Seiko watches. So it does help an awful lot, especially from your wrist, actually digging into it. Number 5, lume. Do I even need to say this or show this? I guess I do. A little lume. A little lume. It's hard to get a little lume from this. So this is the lume. It's kind of not even an argument. I don't think anybody would argue this point. I think it's kind of blowing away my camera. So the lume is outstanding, just absolutely amazing. It's fire. And not only is it bright initially, but it lasts all night. It's Seiko Lumibright. It's not even an argument, to be honest. And also, additionally, the bezel is marked through 20 with Lumibright, and stepping out of a pip, it does have the triangle that you can use. I will go into bezel action in a moment. So let me just put the lights back on. Okay. So a couple of other things. That's 5 things right there. But a couple of things to really mention here that I just don't understand why other companies don't do it is look at the spring bars in this. They're 2.5s. Seiko's the only one to do that. I don't understand why. Why is Seiko the only one to do these super beefy bars? They are amazing. Obviously, a couple of other things is that in the past, people would say that had Rolexes would say, well, this doesn't have a sapphire crystal. Well, it does now. People would say it's not a ceramic bezel. Well, it does now. So there's a number of things. Obviously, this is quarter of the price of a Rolex. And guess what? You can actually get it. What a novel idea. Something that goes on sale and you can get it. I don't know about this one specifically. There's only 600 of these made. But a couple of other things I'll go into is they are both 300-meter watches. The one thing that I will give to Rolex is the movement. So their movement is 70 hours. This is 50 hours. I don't know that it's relevant in diving. It's not. Minutes are more relevant than hours, that's for sure. So it's not really relevant, but let's be honest, the Rolex movement is a far better movement than the Seiko. This is 50 hours, the Rolex is 70, and theirs is a COSC certified, even better than COSC for Rolex. This is not. This is an 8L35 movement, which is actually a derivative of their Grand Seiko movement. It was specifically made for dive watches. It's a little less decorated. I'll put a picture up. It's still a beautiful movement, but the Rolex movement is better. But that is the only thing I would say, because other people then would say, what about finishing and things like that? Well, I'm sorry, but this is finished in the Morioka Grand Seiko Studios. And it's a big deal about this watch is that it's Zaratsu polished. which is right here. The thing about this watch is when I knew it came out in black, I was like, but why would anybody get a Zaratsu polished watch in black? And now I have one. But it's actually absolutely amazing, the transitions and even the reflection that you're getting from this. I don't know how they do it, but it's absolutely amazing. The one thing I didn't do is I didn't put it on, and I took it off of the strap that it comes on. So the strap it comes on is really nicely done. Everything's really nicely done on the watch, but I'm just not into these straps. I'm going to be honest with you. I do not like them. I don't like the way they look. They feel really great. They're silicone. They are really nice dive straps, and they give you more than enough room to get over a wetsuit. So, and everything on it is just beautifully made, but I just don't like them. I'd rather have it on even a NATO, or ideally, I'd rather have it on a fitted strap. It's made to be a diver. It's completely a tool watch. Look at it. I mean, if you look at the size of this watch, it is 44 millimeters, but that's deceiving because actually the case sticks out. It's 42 on the bezel. So it really wears like a 41, 42. It's also very comfortable, and the lugs drop down, and it's 50. But if you read it from the spring bars, it is 48. The other thing is people are like, oh my God, it's 15 millimeters thick. Yes. And nearly 3 millimeters of that is in fact the bezel. So that's the big deal there, is that this bezel is amazing. The bezel action, incredible. So I just want you, this is a point of contention, is going to be, I absolutely love the Rolex bezel. I love the Tudor 60 click, and I love this. They are completely, totally different, and nobody discusses that. The thing is that Rolex and Tudor have ball bearing bezels. They are finite, beautiful bezels, and I absolutely love them. But this is a different beast altogether. So I'm not saying it's any better. That's why I didn't put it in the better category. But I will let you listen to it. So the thing I would say is, if you ever opened up a really high-end safe, it's like that. It's 120 click. There goes one click, nothing. No back play. There's none. But the movement, it's buttery smooth, and it's funny. I actually heard in one review the guy said creamy, and it's kind of a good way to describe it. Just an amazing, amazing bezel action. So it is super smooth, very definite, but it is really silky, really feels like it's turning on a rubber gasket, which it is, and a click spring. Just not comparable. They're two totally different animals. I love the Rolex and I love Tudor, but I also love this one. This happens to be my favorite. But wow, Rolex is amazing, and Tudor's 60 click, amazing with ceramic bezels. So between the monoblock case, the lume, the dial readability, the crown F4, the sapphire crystal that sits below the ceramic bezel, not to mention these spring bars, absolutely amazing. It's just absolutely a Rolex killer. Remember, I'm speaking specifically about diving. So there you have it. It's a better watch for diving. That's what we just spoke about, diving. I'm not saying that the watch isn't a great watch. The Rolex Submariner is a wonderful watch. It's a great watch. Beautifully built, beautiful movement. But when it comes specifically to diving, there is no comparison. It's the Marinemaster 300. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. Thanks. Shoo-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.